in the Oval Office. He put together a meeting of his national security staff. That was followed by a briefing from the FBI director. Last night, yesterday afternoon, I guess more accurately, in the first hours after this tragedy, we heard from the president an address to the nation from the West Wing of the White House. And by our count, it was the 14th time the President of the United States has gone on the air to talk to all of us following a mass casualty event that was caused by firearms. Cal Perry has been looking at the topic of guns in America, domestic terrorism, and the dangers Americans face from these mass shootings. Cal?
Brian, make no mistake about it, we are a gun culture. President Obama calling the Newtown shooting one of the darkest days in his presidency. Here are all the acts of mass shootings in the United States since the Newtown massacre in December of 2012. There have been 1,002 mass shootings claiming the lives of 1,141 people. That's we're averaging 36 people killed by gun violence every day in this country. This is the trend in the past decade. This number includes people wounded by guns. It includes suicides as well. This is put together by the CDC. You can see it trended downward here in 2008, but we're on an upward trend again. This gap here is really going to be from mass shootings. This is the difference between casualties there and the instances of gun violence. How do we compare to the rest of the world? Not very well. The U.S., about 88 out of every 100. Compare that to Yemen, where we're looking at about 55 per 100. Take Iraq. You'll remember when the U.S. invaded Iraq in 2003, they put a law down that each household could have one gun. Iraq right now is at 34 guns per 100 people. So you can see how we rank there. As we move forward, let's take a look at this. The U.S. comprises about 5% of the world's population, but about 35 to 50% of guns in the world. Why is that a weird stat? Because about 8% of gun owners in this country own 10 or more guns. As we move forward, here are deaths compared to the rest of the world. Take a look here at Australia. In 1996, the laws in Australia changed drastically after the Port Arthur shooting. That was a brutal shooting of young school children there in Australia, and many people point to Australia as a model of gun laws moving forward. Here's where we are on background checks. Right now in 2015, 23 million people have background checks outstanding trying to get guns. That is the highest on record. This is now taking place online. We're seeing some major advocacy. This is what 50 dead people look like on a house in Los Angeles. This was sent to us by Chad Michael in Los Angeles. Brian, since I've been doing this live shot, just as the math works out, on average, 87 people a day die in this country from gun violence. That's one every 17 minutes. Today alone, there have been 32 shootings. At least 12 people have been killed, 16 have been wounded. At least 4 of those shootings, Brian, have taken place since you started anchoring at 4 p.m. today.
And